Good morning. So it's actually 23 degrees outside this morning, but it feels pretty warm considering it's been in the single digits and below with wind chill. So I'm walking back to the barn because I forgot to shut the side door. Today's gonna be a little different. We're gonna head inside. Well, actually, I guess not different because that's what we've been doing. We're gonna head inside because I'm gonna share with you some of those recipes that I've been canning in January. I'm a little out of breath because I just carried water to the trough because the hose did not drain out well. So it's not working in my favor. But anyways, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over some January recipes so far that I have done. Now I still have about a week left in January. I have not canned something every day, but I do have some recipes for you that some are fairly easy. And some tips. You know, if you don't have a garden or you don't have a lot of produce, I've been using stuff from the store or things that I find on clearance and canning that up to have a shelf-stable food supply. So there are many ways to do that. If you don't live in the country, maybe you don't have a garden, maybe you live in town in an apartment and you want to have some shelf-stable food like that and you want to do it yourself, well, this is for you. You can do that too. So let's head inside. The chickens have figured out how to get out now. The snow and ice demolished my net, and so they can still fly. Debating whether to clip their wings or not. I don't know. It seems like a lot of work. Let's head inside, go over some of these recipes, and share with you what I've done. All right, so we're inside. We're in the pantry, which is like a mess. It's the unfinished room in the house, but that's okay. And I have the door shut because I'm not home alone today and I don't need any distractions. So crazy, I just got some crazy hair today. So I actually first thing I would do is I would look and see what kind of recipes you want to can. So I made me a really long list and I'm working through those. And I have some that I can share with you, like some that I just have written down. And then I also have some that I got out of books. So I will link those books. I don't make anything off of those books. My suggestion would be, before you buy a book like that, to actually try to get it from your local library. That's what I do all the time. I will load up on a bunch of books from the library, go through them. You know, I can usually skim through a book and decide if I want to keep it or not. And then I just put it back in my pile to take back. So these are actually two that I had gotten, I believe, from the library. And then I purchased. So this one I purchased with some money for my birthday. And then this other one I got back some time ago and hadn't really used a whole lot of it. But it has a lot of meals and things in it, so it's really cool. And then I have some that I just have printed out that I may not have done yet. But I can just kind of run down and give you a list of some that I'm going to try if you want to try those too. But I will show you the ones that I have done. So butter is actually on my list. And I haven't got it done. I want to can the butter that I made from the milk, the raw milk, because I'm not going to have raw milk. That's a whole nother story. I'm not going to have raw milk for over a year because I believe that Ginger Snap miscarried and I don't want to breed her right now and have a calf in winter. So I'm going to have to wait until May. Kind of sucks, but that's okay. These things happen. So butter is one of the things that I want to make. It is in one of these books, but you can actually find it, I'm sure, online. You could Google canning butter or whatever. So I haven't done that only because I've been too lazy to get it out. It's in the freezer and I haven't gotten it out yet. So that is one thing. All right, I'm gonna set you up on the shelf because my arm is getting tired and I can move around. The next one is actually pecan pie filling, and I believe that I have all the stuff for this. I actually have, I don't know where my notebook is. So I went through all the things that I want to can, and I got my notebook out, and I made a list of all the stuff that I need. And so that way I can, I didn't want to get it all at one time because I thought it might be kind of expensive, because some of it I do need extra stuff that I don't have on hand. So I've kind of been working my way through my list and getting things as I go and then marking them off of my list as I go, so I don't get a bunch of stuff. But butter is one of them. I don't need anything for butter, so really I should have done it by now, but I just haven't. So pecan pie filling is another one that I thought would be really cool. I do need clear gel for this. I'd really like to make it without the clear gel, and supposedly you can, if you don't want to buy or don't want to use clear gel, or maybe you know, I don't know. You can actually go ahead and make the recipes. You just have to thicken it when you heat it up or before you put it in the pie. It goes along with like soups or anything you make like that calls for clear gel. So I may go ahead and make it and it just be a little soupy, and then we'll thicken it up if we make the pie. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, because I can't actually find clear gel locally. I'm having to either order on Amazon or through a Zero or something. So that was another one. Coffee creamer is one that I want to try. I'm really interested in that one. There's a lot of people that can coffee creamer. Now I will give a disclaimer, not all of these recipes are ball approved or even like FDA approved or whatever. Some of these are probably old time recipes that people do and they've been passed down and they work. So I'm going to say coffee creamer might be one of them, although I don't know how old that is, because I don't know how long coffee creamer other than just regular oat cream has been around. Okay, so one of the ones that I did do is French fries, and that is in this book, Planning or Preserving with a Purpose. French fries, super easy. So they don't look great. I mean, they look weird. I wasn't expecting them to actually look like this, but you basically take French fries. Okay, so you take potatoes, you peel them. Okay, you may not have to peel them. I did for this recipe. I have canned potatoes not peeled before. I just wash them really good. That is another thing that you probably aren't supposed to do. Okay, so these you just peel, you cut into French fry shapes, you stuff the jar, and you can add salt if you want to add salt. I believe I forgot to add salt to these. And then you fill them with clean boiling water. And then you can see the potato starch. It's still there. Even though these I rinsed, I forgot what the recipe said, like 3 or 4 times, rinsed off a lot of the starch. And that is what helps them stay crispy. So supposedly you can get these out, put them in the air fryer, probably in the oven or whatever, and crisp them up. So we haven't tried these yet, but I thought, how cool is that? Now for these potatoes I bought from the store. So that's one example. I did not have enough potatoes in my pantry that I grew to make those. Okay, next was sweet and sour chicken, and I actually made that, and I gotta find it. It's right here in front of me. Okay, so sweet and sour chicken. So whenever I did this recipe, I went by the recipe, and it never fails that some of the recipes I do, I end up with more than either I'm measuring wrong or something, or I'm getting like, just excited and cutting up too much stuff or something. But this is sweet and sour chicken. So it's chicken, it has pineapple and peppers and onions and stuff in it. And so this is shelf stable, ready to go. The chicken wasn't cooked. It cooks in here, produces some nice juice. There is some that goes in here, but the chicken produces its own juice in here as well. And this of course is pressure canned because it has meat in it and non-acidic things, so it has to be pressure canned. But I made 7 of these in the pressure canner, and that's all that will fit in mine. So it actually made 10 jars, and I didn't want to have to do another round because I had somewhere to go and have to fill up water or something. So I dumped 3 of these cans out that I had filled up before I pressure canned, dumped them in a bowl, and then put them in the crock pot the next day or two, and we had it for dinner with rice. So it was pretty good. Not everybody likes the pineapple though, so I probably, if I make that again, I probably won't make, I'll just make one batch. I'm not going to make a bunch of it and keep it because not everybody likes that. Burrito in a jar is another one that I want to make, and that is, those were all in here in this Preserving with a Purpose, which I will link below, but of course, again, I don't make any off of that link, so you can find it there, or you can get it from your local library, whatever you would like. Okay, so there's also beef taco meat that I want to make. And the reason I picked that one is because we have a lot of venison in our freezer that we need to use up. And I thought that would be a really good way to use that up, eat it in tacos and such. Again, I just haven't got that out. I just need to get it out. It'd be super easy to do. It's just frozen. I have to get it out thawed and all that stuff. So I haven't done that yet. Okay. So the other one is chicken chow mein soup. That one sounded really good. And loaded potato soup, chicken pot pie, classic goulash. I was going to add the venison to that one if we have more because we are out of beef. So these are all just like meals in a jar that my son actually asked me if I could make. So right now I have chili And I have sweet and sour chicken that can go over rice. I have another one I'm going to show you in just a minute. I even have canned chicken that wasn't part of the Canuary, but I love this stuff. Like if you've ever bought canned chicken at the store, this tastes just like it. So you could add spices, make this your own, and just can it. It really comes in handy. I will open this and add it to salads, rice, whatever it might be, and it's a really quick protein. And I know where it came from, and I know what's in it, so that's a plus. Chicken broth. So I have chicken broth on here, but I've been canning chicken broth like all the time. So the other day I made, let me go ahead and skip to this one. So I made this. This one is a free one. This is from Barefoot Mimosas on Instagram. She actually makes a breakfast skillet recipe. I'm kind of skeptical. We'll see what this tastes like. It calls for sausage, which I can't eat pork. So I made a turkey sausage. It has potatoes, peppers, onions, and 1 egg in here. So I made like this as a serving. So I can dump this out, heat it up in the skillet, and it should be good. I haven't tried this, so use caution when you're disclaimers all over the place right here. This is definitely not an approved recipe. It has the egg in there. I did not peel the potatoes on this one, so you can do your own on that, but I will try to remember to link this one. But the day that I canned this one, I also canned some chicken broth because I was making chicken pot pie for a birthday dinner. So I cooked some of the chickens that we had butchered. I had them out in the freezer. I put them in my Instant Pot, filled it up a good amount of water, and I always take that opportunity to make chicken broth. I'm going to cook a chicken. So I probably should have added some vegetables in there too, like the vegetables that I use for the chicken pot pie, but I didn't, and I probably should have. That's a really good idea actually for next time. But I went ahead and canned most of it up and pressure canned it. So I have 3 jars of this. I had 5, but 2 of them did not seal for some reason. And so those are in the fridge, and I'll use those up here before too much longer. But I always take the opportunity to make chicken broth whenever I'm cooking chicken or anything like that, and the heater kicks on. So there's that. So there's chicken broth. So I've already actually made that. Now, monkey butter is on one of mine, and so is blueberry spiced pie filling. Blueberries actually requires lots of this blueberry spiced pie filling, so that's one reason why I haven't gotten it yet or made it yet. And then there's a caramel apple pie filling that I want to make, and then of course the breakfast skillet that I made right there. I'm going to share with you some others that I've made that were not on this list, only because it's stuff that I make every year. So this is one that I canned, was not on my list, but it's applesauce. Super easy. These do not come from my apples. I actually have yet to get apples. I was buying apples from Azure. You can buy them in bulk, but once I price them out per pound, I can buy apples from Aldi for the same or less, and they're organic. They're the ones we like, either the Pink Lady or the Gala apples, and I can can up applesauce. So it takes about a bag, so I think they're about 3 pounds-ish to make a jar of applesauce. So this applesauce is like $5 a jar. Just to make with the apples. I don't add anything to this. You could add cinnamon. We have made strawberry applesauce before by adding the strawberries to it, and that's really good. But I just usually keep this, and that way I don't have like 25 pounds of apples to do, because it takes a while. So I will do like 6 bags, or sometimes less. It just depends on how fast we're going through the applesauce, but this is always good to have on hand. Homemade applesauce, can't beat it. This is another one that I canned in the first part of January. This is actually cranberry juice. So this has to sit for like, I don't know if it's 6 to 8 weeks, and makes cranberry juice. So it's cranberries, water, and sugar. That's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. And so this is water bath canned, I believe. And I just always buy cranberries whenever they go on sale. I buy them at Aldi. They're 99 cents a bag. They're not organic. Of course, I don't grow these, and I buy them because I make cranberry sauce, and I decided this year I was going to make some other things with them as well, so I made some cranberry juice. So we're going to see how this works. So you can make it as tart or sweet as you want by the sugar level. So we're going to give this a try sometime this year. Here is the cranberry sauce. I made this in smaller jars this year because a couple years ago I made it in this big of a jar, and we don't eat it as fast. So I have a couple of those left. And then I have these. It actually looks like a little jam, which I guess you could use it for jam. So this was really good. All right, another one that I made. This was actually, I made right before Christmas, was Christmas jam. This was actually from Barefoot Mimosas as well. I can share that recipe, I believe, with you. This is really good. It has strawberries, cranberries, blueberries. I think that's it. As the fruit. Really, really good. It really gives that Christmassy flavor. And it has orange juice in it. So this is another one, and that one I canned, like I said, right before Christmas. This is another one I canned in January. It's a soup base. So it has potatoes, carrots, I believe it has onions and celery in it. So like I could use this for chicken pot pie. I could use this by opening this and a can of chicken, mixing it up, throwing in some spices, which this does have a little bit, throwing in some spices, heating it up, and I have a meal. So I really love these new things that I'm trying because it makes it so much easier just to fix a meal. You could throw it together. And I'm just going to have to put some directions out here, maybe for anybody else that comes out here, so they know what to get and what to use, because I have so much on the shelves that we need to use it and rotate through it. So I'm trying to put some stuff out like in, you know, eye level, where they can see it and where we can see it out by the kitchen on a different shelves. The older stuff that we need to use first. And I'm doing pretty good. I'm working through the shredded zucchini that I had canned, and so doing a pretty good job, so I can just, you know, keep rotating stuff out there. Put some labels in here on there so that they know where stuff is and all that good jazz. But these are a couple more close to January, but that I did that I think is going to be beneficial on the shelves. Another one that I canned more of because I was running out of is black beans. I do buy these from Azure, and I love these. Once you open these, you just rinse them off really good like you do a normal can of black beans. But I know what's in here: beans and water. I don't even think I added salt to these, so just beans and water. I do a kind of a faster method with these. I don't cold pack these. You can. I usually put these in water, soak them for so long, and then bring them to a boil and cook them for so long, and then I can them. And you have to pressure can these. So these come in really handy. We use these in stir fries and rice. I use them in salads. There's a really good source of protein and actually resistant fiber as well. So these are just really good to have on hand. I have some red kidney beans back here as well, but we use these a lot more. But when I'm making taco chili, this comes in handy. I grab some of these, grab some kidney beans, throw them in there. I do have pinto beans as well that I need to can up. And I usually can the black beans in the pints because we don't use those as much, I guess. And then I put the kidney beans in quarts because when I make chili, I would probably open 2 kidney beans. So I just put them in the big quarts and made them that way. So that's the beans. Let's see what else I got for you. All right, that's it other than water. So I took somebody's advice and I've been canning water. So I don't just do it just to can water. If I have a canning batch in my pressure canner that's maybe I'm going to have 1 batch and then the next batch I'm just going to have like 2, then I'll fill jars up with water and finish filling up that and pressure can this water. So this is potable water, so if something happens we can drink this. It's been pressure canned, so kind of nice to have on hand. Some people say to never put an empty jar on a shelf. I have lots of empty jars up on the shelf, and I don't know that I want to fill them all with water. Might not be a bad idea, but then you're also using your can lids too, which I guess is a small amount if you buy them in bulk like I've been doing. So something to think about, something super easy to do. You know, fill your jar, wipe your rim, put the lid on, put it in the canner, let it do its thing, and then, you know, I can do like 5 jars at a time 5 or 6 jars at a time in my canner. I can't remember how many I can fit in there. But if you have a regular pressure canner, you can fit, I think, 1 more than I can because of how my electric pressure canner is made. I can only fit so many in there. So I think it's 1 less than what a normal pressure canner can do. But yeah, this is pretty handy. We're going to see, you know, I've got a few jars of this. They say a gallon per person per day. I don't know that everybody in our household drinks a gallon per day, but that's also for, like, you know, I guess drinking, cooking, brushing your teeth, maybe that kind of stuff. So something to think about. This will be my last one for this video though. I think that is about all I have done. I was looking at these, you know, I've canned those last year. I have some more tomatoes in the freezer though that I need to can. Lots of different things you can can. All right, so I'm gonna try to remember it. I'm gonna try to leave the links to these books down there. I'm gonna try to leave links to these recipes that I found online, like this pecan, canning black beans, cranberry sauce, and the Christmas jam and such. And I will leave that down below for you. If you have some of your favorite recipes, maybe you're canning in January, and you want to share those, be sure to share those below or send them to my email. If you've got any that you think I should try, be sure to send those along. That is all linked in below in the description. So be sure to leave comments, things that you tried, maybe that didn't work for you, or you have some suggestions. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to be lovely lights today.